President Bongbong Marcos rejects former President Rodrigo Duterte's allegations that there were discrepancies in the national budget for 2025. In an ambush interview on Monday, January 20, Marcos was asked for a comment on Duterte's allegations that some sections of the General Appropriations Act were supposedly left blank to allow the administration to fill in amounts later, like a blank check to facilitate theft. According to Marcos, the former president was lying about the supposed blank appropriations.
He's lying. He's a president. He knows that you cannot pass a GAA without with a blank. He's lying. He's lying because he knows perfectly well that that doesn't ever happen. Sa kasaysayan ng buong Pilipinas, hindi pinapayagan na magkaroon ng item ang GAA nang hindi nakalagay kung ano yung project at saka ano yung gastos, ano yung pondo. So, it's a lie.
In a podcast video posted on Davao City Mayor Sebastian Duterte's YouTube channel on Saturday, January 18, former President Rodrigo Duterte and Davao City 3rd District Representative Isidro Ungab claimed that at least 13 pages of the budget include items with blank appropriations. Earlier Monday, the palace denied the former president's claims, calling it outrightly malicious and criminal. Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin emphasized that it was impossible for any funding items to be left blank. According to Bersamin, all 4,000 pages of the 2025 General Appropriations Act were exhaustively reviewed by hundreds of professional staff from Congress and the Department of Budget and Management. He added that this meticulous line-by-line scrutiny was a pre-enactment check done by civil servants to make sure that the budget had no single discrepancy. China's monster ship has moved away from the coast of Zambales province while another vessel approached the area, according to the Philippine Coast Guard. In a statement on Sunday night, January 19, PCG spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Commodore J. Tariela, says the agency's BRP Gabriela Silang observed the relief and assumption of 2 Chinese Coast Guard vessels. According to Tariela, the monster ship, China Coast Guard 5901, moved further away from Zambales at around 3 p.m. on Sunday as another vessel, China Coast Guard 3304, approached the coastline. As of 9 p.m. on Sunday, Tariela says the monster ship was approximately 95 nautical miles away from the Zambales coast, while China Coast Guard 3304 was 65 nautical miles away. Although the monster ship left the area, Tariela points out that its replacement is still larger than BRP Gabriela Silang, the largest PCG vessel. Aside from this, Tariela also reveals the agency has been conducting hourly radio challenges to remind the Chinese crew that their operations within the Philippines Exclusive Economic Zone breached the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea and the 2016 Arbitral Award. Earlier, the National Maritime Council urged the Chinese government to withdraw its monster ship from within the Philippines Exclusive Economic Zone. The call came as the Philippine government filed a diplomatic protest against the continued illegal presence and operations of China Coast Guard vessels within the country's exclusive economic zone. Beijing asserts sovereignty over almost the entire South China Sea, including most of the West Philippine Sea, as it continues to reject the 2016 arbitral ruling that effectively dismissed its claims and ruled in favor of Manila. After questioning the logic implicit in the Iglesia Ni Cristo Peace Rally, Chief Presidential Legal Counsel Juan Ponce Enrile says that the gathering was more like a political pressure to stop an independent and separate government body from doing its constitutional duty. In a social media post on Sunday, January 19, Enrile addresses those who were supposedly riled up and angry at his earlier statement, questioning constitutional and rule of law implications of the INC Peace Rally. Enrile stresses that he was not against the religious sect and acknowledges that everyone was free to gather peacefully and ask the government to address their grievances. While he considers the INC rally a peaceful assembly, Enrile believes there were no grievances to be redressed. Enrile then describes the peace rally as a political pressure to hinder a separate and independent department of the government to perform a constitutional duty. According to Enrile, it was officially only the president as the head of the executive branch who had the power and duty to coordinate with the 2 other branches of government to achieve unity in government operations. He later follows up his post with a more cryptic one that was not addressed to anyone. Without mentioning what he was referring to, the president's chief legal counsel says he was done talking about the matter. He also expresses readiness to debate in public those who made personal attacks and raised issues against him. Around 1.8 million people attended the January 13 rally held by the INC at Quirino Grandstand and in other areas nationwide. The INC Peace Rally was aimed at showing the group's opposition to moves in the House of Representatives to impeach Vice President Sara Duterte. A big-time oil price hike of almost 3 pesos will be implemented this week. In separate advisories on Monday, January 20, Caltex, Clean Fuel, and Shell Pilipinas said the per-liter price of diesel will soar by 2 pesos and 70 centavos. Kerosene will also see an increase of 2 pesos and 50 centavos per liter, while gasoline will go up by 1 peso and 65 centavos a liter. This marks the third straight week of fuel price hikes. In an earlier statement, Department of Energy Oil Industry Management Bureau Assistant Director Rodela Romero said the upward movements in pump prices could be traced to the sanctions imposed by the United States against Russia, which could lead to a reduction of Russian exports. Last week, fuel retailers made upward adjustments in the prices of petroleum products, reaching almost 1 peso a liter.